Hello, House Mouse Reviews here, and this is going to be different. There's no review today. Instead, I'm going to talk about two things that recently come onto my attention, over the past, yesterday, and I just want to discuss about it. One's bad news, one's good news. One involves movies, the other involves video games. If you can guess where the movie one's going to come with, but I might as well get started. So first off, I must get the bad news out of the way. It's recently been announced that due to a disagreement between Marvel Studios and Sony, and Disney as well, it looks like Spider-Man will no longer be part of the MCU. It's over money disputes and all that. And I'm just going to say this, I agree with every other fan on this. Well, I haven't read all the comments, but I think this is pretty much the general basis. I'm not happy. I mean, we waited so long to see Spider-Man enter the MCU, and when he did in Captain America Civil War, it was amazing. And to be honest, every other movie he's been in since then, his two solo movies, Homecoming and Far From Home, are great. I mean, I gave Far From Home a pretty good review, and he appeared in two of the biggest movies of all time, Infinity War and Endgame. So taking him away is not a good idea, and Sony's past record with live-action Spider-Man movies is not that great. Live-action, Into the Spider-Verse is an amazing movie, don't get me wrong, but they're live-action movies. I've heard a lot of people give backlash towards the Sam Raimi trilogy, especially 3. I heard there are growing criticisms for 1. And Amazing Spider-Man 2 is I hear a lot. I don't get hurt. And the Amazing Spider-Man duo is just not many people talk about it, honestly. Especially the second one. Honestly, the most I hear about the first one is Stan Lee's cameo. And I think, and after Venom last year, which is divisive among fans and critics, I don't really feel comfortable with Sony doing this. It looks like, on the plus side, it looks like Tom Holland's still going to be playing Peter Parker, but you can't take him away from the MCU. He's established a lot of good relationships with some of these heroes. The Guardians of the Galaxy and Doctor Strange for some of them. Happy Hogan is another, and with and who knows what. And I've been really looking forward to him hopefully see Peter Parker appear in the next generation of Avengers. I think Sony's made a bad decision on this. And I think the only way, I really do hope it gets fixed. We've seen Disney and Marvel backflip on their original decision to fire James Gunn after the backlash for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 after that whole fiasco last year. So hopefully we can get Marvel, Disney and Sony can fix this thing, get Spider-Man back, and make us all happy. Because this is not good. And it's going to leave a lot of people angry, and it's left the instant. And I'm pretty sure we're going to keep fuming about it until it gets fixed out. On the positive side, yesterday was Sega, and showed in terms of video games, Sega revealed a Japanese trailer for Mario and Sonic at the Tokyo 2020 Olympic Games. Now I've been playing the Mario and Sonic series. I played both the Wii and DS versions of Beijing and Vancouver. I only played the Wii version of London. I skipped Sochi, which was only released for the Wii U, and I played the Wii U version of Rio. And honestly, the original Mario and Sonic has not aged well, especially in terms of graphics. It looks really bad. Vancouver and London are great party games, no doubt. Sochi is very forgettable because it didn't really do that much. I was intrigued by the Legend Showdown single-player story mode. That was something I was intrigued by, but never got around to give it a go. And Rio, it's a great-looking game, and they did finally after two previous installments not adding any more new playable characters, but wasn't really the best way to introduce them, and no dream events. It can be seen why it's not really good. The handheld versions, though handheld versions often add story moments, and they're fun, honestly. There was even a bit of a, and of course I said there was a bit of a story mode in the Sochi Wii U game because there was no 3DS one, and I guess Rio on the Wii U did have a little bit of a story theme, not much, though. Yeah, it's so I was very after they didn't do a North Korea Olympic Winter Games last year, I was kind of thinking now it was done and dusted. Now and then just before E3, I think they revealed Tokyo, and I think it was going to happen honestly because well, Nintendo and Sega are in Japan. Why wouldn't they do it? And I was excited. Well, I was intrigued, but I wasn't sure what to think of it. I mean, they'll bring back the Dream events, but it didn't look like they'll bring in the other playable characters. Until this trailer, that's when things started to change. This trailer surprised me. We got play more Dream events coming, the graphics look amazing, there's an actual story mode, and the most surprising thing, there is a bit of a time travel thing where they jump back to the 1964 Tokyo Olympics and do some events there, and they are in 2D with 8-bit Mario and 16-bit Sonic sprites. That's amazing. That's pretty cool, and the story mode actually looks like it could be really a lot of fun. It might actually be the Mario and Sonic crossover fans really hope for, but still with the Olympics theme. It actually looks amazing. The problem so far with the 8-bit game, the retro, the 64 Olympic stuff is that so far only 4 playable characters for each series have been confirmed to be playable. Those being Mario, Luigi, Peach, and Bowser from Mario, and Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, and Eggman for Sonic. And I hope that's not true. Although I can understand why, because let's be honest, not all the characters from each respective series were in the old 2D genre, the old 2D games. I mean, okay, Mario has the most, although Bowser Jr. and Waluigi don't really have them. Okay, Waluigi, they do sort of, through the Game & Watch Gallery stuff. I mean, Waluigi was in that boxing game with Luigi on Game & Watch Gallery Advance, and I'm sure Bowser Jr. has a few sprites, and Daisy, her 8-bit stuff is all in black and white, so I'm not sure what to do with that. I'm sure there's something they can do. I mean, she was in some of the Mario Tennis games on the Mario Tennis game on the Game Boy Color, so maybe they could do that. I think same for Luigi. And with Sonic, okay, with Sonic it's a bit difficult. I mean, yes, some of them appeared in 2D games, and some were on the GBA. Those being, of course, that being Shadow, but the likes of Silver and Blaze, I'm not sure. Okay, Blaze did appear in Sonic Rush, but I don't think Silver has got any 2D sprites they can do, so they'll have to do them completely over. But the likes of Amy, Metal Sonic, and Vector do. Vector, of course, being from the 32X game Knuckles Chaotix. And of course with Mario, as I said, you've got Wario, Yoshi, and Donkey Kong. So they could at least add those 3 characters. So as I said, the 4 from each series they've already confirmed, add the 3 that already have got sprites, that being Donkey Kong, Wario, and Yoshi for Mario, and Amy, Metal Sonic, and Vector for Sonic. So they could do that, but either way, it still looks pretty good. They've brought in Dream Events, as I said, that's good. The story looks amazing, and I gotta say, it looks really good, honestly. I'm looking forward to it. So, yeah, I'm not sure, I didn't know what to do with this. I thought I might as well just talk about these 2 topics. I just hope that the Marvel thing, the Spider-Man thing gets sorted out, and Spider-Man stays in the MCU, and Mario and Sonic, well, let's just hope it's a return to form for the franchise, because it's been going downhill since London, as I stated before. Well, I hope you all like this video, but I promise next time I'll do a full-on review. or special video that I've planned where I actually do a versus topic between two movies that are very similar. And both of these movies are about animated bugs. I'm sure you can figure out what it is from what I just said. In the meantime, that's Reviews is out, and I catch you later for the next review. Bye.